Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. As you can see on the video, we are presenting live from the RMLS office. We have a series of webinars today. There's the camera there. And in this particular session, I'm going to present the highlights of Paragon. And why don't we jump in and get started? Go ahead and minimize this screen. What you're seeing on my screen right now is what we call the Paragon homepage. And when you put your name and password in, this is where it directs you to. By the way, the name and password that you use to access Paragon is identical to the name and password that you use to access RMLS Web. I think another thing to point out now, which is important, all of the contacts that you have built up over time in RMLS Web, they are available to you in Paragon because we're synchronizing them day in and day out. So all of your contacts in RMLS Web will be in Paragon. Okay, back to the homepage. Again, this is where it directs you to. And what's unique about the Paragon homepage is you can do a lot of day-to-day tasks right from the homepage. It allows you to get to listings very, very quickly. And when I'm presenting Paragon, I like to first start with how you can leverage the homepage to get things done, get your work done. And to begin with, I'm going to start by coming over to the left-hand side of the screen, right over here. And you can see a series of search fields. So we present what we refer to, you can see it right at the very top, is what we call a quick search. And this allows you to come in and run searches right from the homepage instead of going into menus and submenus, to really find what you want. Taking that one step further, one of the real compelling aspects of Paragon is you have the ability to personalize it based on what your needs and preferences are. And I'm going to start off by giving you a little taste of that. I won't go deep into customization, but the greatest thing about one of the greatest aspects of the product is you can really dial it in based on how you want Paragon to work for you. So again, I'm going to come over to the left side, and let's suppose in this example that you commonly search on square footage, and it's not here, but if it was there, you would really take advantage of it. So I'm going to come up, and actually to the top here, there's a button where you can actually customize your very own fields on the Paragon homepage. And when I click on it, it's going to present over on the right-hand side all of the fields that are currently there that you can search on. And then over on the left-hand side, these are all the fields you can pick and choose from to make searchable on your homepage. As you would imagine, RMLS, they have a ton of fields. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come up and take advantage of the find feature. And this is something I previously typed in, square footage. Now, here are all of the square footage fields. And now I'm just going to come down and find total square footage. And square footage total right there. The only thing I'm going to do is highlight it. From there, I click the add button, and you can see it positions it on the homepage. Taking that one step further, you can take it and simply drag and drop and position it exactly where you want. When you're done, click apply, and you can see, okay, there's that field that I commonly search on. It's now on my homepage. Now, taking that one step further, Paragon will actually remember this. You don't have to do anything else. The next time you log into Paragon, square footage total will be right there. So hopefully I'm getting across that making these personal changes based on what your needs and preferences are. Number one, they're fast, they're quick, and the best part of all is that Paragon remembers everything on your behalf. All right, now I'm going to come up, and also what you can do from the homepage, it remembers all of the previous searches that you have done. And in this case, I'm just going to pick the first one down. These are all the previous searches that I have run on the homepage. And what I did is I loaded a previous one, and this consisted of residential, detached single family, status, city, and I'm going to come down, and there's a total right here of 17, and I'll go ahead and put in a minimum square footage of 2,500. And you'll notice that right at the very top, right here, and you'll see this throughout Paragon as I'm going through it, but we have what I refer to as a count on the fly. Every time you put a value in, it's going to give you an instant count of the matches. So here we have 14, and let's go ahead and tell it to go. And here are the search results. Now, in this example, let's go through and start off by keeping it simple. Let's go ahead and select some listings and send them out to one of my clients. Now, when you select listings in Paragon, you don't have to click in the checkbox. You can if you want, but in Paragon, you can click anywhere in the listing row. So you'll notice that I'm way over on the right-hand side, and when I click, that listing is selected and it's highlighted. I'll come down and click another one right here. And then just point out another little feature. We have a lot of little convenience features built into Paragon. And really what that means is that when you take advantage of them, it can really save you time. And in this case, I'm gonna just click and drag to select consecutive listings. So it's real easy to do that. Now let's go ahead and share them with one of my clients. We have a robust email system all integrated and built into Paragon. You can take advantage of that. You probably do that today in RMLS Web. That would be my guess. But also in Paragon, you have the ability to share via text. And this is something that we feel that you would really take advantage of. So I'm going to go ahead and click on share via text. And then the only thing I need to do is select a contact and send the listings we selected via text to that contact. Now, also notice that if the contact is not in Paragon, you can add it right here on the fly, and then you can select it. Meaning you don't have to drop what you're doing, go into the contact system, add the contact, and then come back, run the search, select the listings, and then pick the contact. Right here, you'll notice, you'll see this throughout. And if I wanted to just add the contact, name, first name, address, last name, address, phone number, and you're done. Okay, but in this example, I'm actually going to type in MEL for my contact, Melissa Knight. We have built-in feature called autocomplete that allows you to simply begin typing in, and it will display the values based upon what you type. So let's go ahead and select Melissa. The only thing you need to do is verify the phone number and then send the message, and you're done. Now I'm going to attempt, I was having a little bit of a problem earlier. I'm going to actually attempt to display the listings that we just selected on my smartphone through my laptop. So let's see if this will cooperate. Let's try something real quick. You could bear with me just a second. Let's try that. Let's try this. And it's not cooperating. Oh, there it is. Take that back. Technology is working when you want it to work. Sometimes it doesn't work when you want it to work. Okay, now you can see my phone. So I'm presenting from my phone right now, and I'm going to go over to my text messages. Right, there's the message right there. And if I could focus your attention to the very bottom message, you can see the time today at 9:09. And what it does is it automatically inserts your name. It automatically inserts your contact phone number. And the only thing your client needs to do is tap on the link and display the listings that we just selected in the Paragon MLS system. So this is a real important aspect of what it affords you, because everything on the receiving end, typically that's on the client side, it's, as you can see, it's all 100% optimized for the mobile device that they happen to be using. You can see that it's going to present your brand right at the very top. So you're prominent, you're very, very front and center at the very top. And here are the listings that we just selected. This is how the client is viewing them on their smartphone. Now from here, the only thing your client needs to do is tap on it, get to the details, swipe through the photos, and they can take whatever action that they want to take. So I like to point out that not only can you text the listings out, but how does your client receive them? Okay, we're gonna go back to Paragon. Over on the right-hand side, we have what we call a market monitor. Every time you log in, it's gonna give you all the new listings back on market, price changes. You can see all the different categories there, and it takes it one day back. You can also personalize this as well. And by clicking on that same customization button, you can see that, okay, I can determine what I want the market monitor to represent. It can be by class, it can be by type, it can be any combination of areas, states, cities, and counties. So you can really make this what you want it to be. If you list and sell property in certain areas, certain cities, the point being is you can fine tune that market monitor to represent what you want it to represent. And obviously you can click on the numbers. In this case, I'm going to click on the price change label to look at all the listings that have changed price in the past day. And here they are. In this case, there was 159, I believe. And if you just look at the price column, you're seeing a lot of down arrows. Obviously, that's indicating to you that these have undergone a price decrease. And in Paragon, you can just simply mouse over the price and it's going to give you the percentage reduction, and it will also display the previous price. Conversely, when you go to a red up arrow, it's going to give you the percentage increase as well as the previous price. Again, a nice convenient feature for you to have in Paragon. So that means you don't have to go into the detail, you don't have to go into the property history, et cetera, to see what the percentage of the reduction or what percentage of the increase that it was. Okay, I'm going to come back to the home page. At the very top, we have a power search. This is something that you will really take advantage of. And you can not only search for listings by address, by street name, but you can also search for any of your contacts, any of your saved searches that you have in the Paragon system. You can search for any RMLS subscriber, and you can search for any office. So let me give you a couple of examples of what I mean by that. I'm just going to click into the power search. I'm going to type in my last name, MORC. I don't have to press anything, no search key, no search button, anything like that. It will just automatically display the results based upon what I typed in. And in this example, here are listings that contain Morse in the street name. Here are members with my last name, our actual RMLS subscribers, and there's a Mary Morse Realty. You can click on any of these to get to the member details, the office details, and you can click on a listing, which we're going to do right now. How it's typically used is you just start typing in the beginning of an address. So I typed in Northwest 81st ST, and it's bring back listings. And really the one I'm looking for is the top one. This could be very handy if a client happens to give you a call. They don't know the precise address, but they know the street. In this case, Northwest 81st Street. You can just type that in. Yep, it's the active one. Let's go ahead and click on it. And what Paragon will automatically do for you is it will bring back the full listing detail. You don't have to go to a summary and then click and get the detail. It knows that if it's a single listing, it's going to bring back the detail. And this is how the detail is presented in Paragon. We have the photo on the right, the map and location, and this is the layout. A couple of things to demonstrate and make you aware of here. Anytime you see a photo in Paragon, big, little, or small, you can click on the photo and get to all of the photos that were uploaded by the listing agent. If they have photo labels, they also carry from RMLS Web into Paragon. Okay, so presents them very, very nicely. Over on the right-hand side, you can see the map image. Now, anytime you see a map in Paragon, you can interact with it. So what I'm going to do is just simply zoom in. And then from here, I want to change the view to a hybrid view. Now I can see exactly where that property is located. So you can interact with the maps, and the maps in Paragon that we integrate are Google Maps. And this affords you a number of things, one of them being anytime you're looking at a listing, you can get the street view. So here is the street view of that property. And then from here, as you know, you can go up and down the street, check out the neighborhood. If you want to get more of an aerial representation of the neighborhood, you can just toggle the view. And then from here, I'm just going to change it to satellite. So again, all of this is real easy. It's all at your fingertips. And all of these different integration points, I'm sure is something that you're going to really, really take advantage of. We have a lot of, speaking of integration points, we have a lot of integration points. Nikki's going to be following me, Nikki Morgan from Courthouse Retrieval Systems. Their CRS tax suite is tightly coupled with Paragon, and really the power of both Paragon and the CRS tax suite is going to provide all of you significant value. But the point being is that right here, there are 4 integration points to different parts or different aspects of CRS, and Nikki will be pointing that out. Another convenience feature, something, I know I harp on these little things, but here's the listing agent, here's the address. Now, let's say you want to just communicate real quickly with the listing agent. You can click on the email address, and obviously it's bringing up the email system in Paragon, obviously putting in their name. I have it set up to BCC me. And the point being, it's saying, here's the listing number. It automatically inserts it into the subject line as well as the address. So again, it makes it convenient for you. And again, the whole point being is to save time. Let me go ahead and put that over here and get out. And the very last thing I'm going to point out on the homepage, everything we've done so far has been from the Paragon homepage. I'm going to point your attention back over to the right, below the market monitor. It's displaying contact activity. This is really important because you can see what your clients have been recently doing with their very own portal that you set up on their behalf. I'll show you how that's done. But when you log into Paragon, I can see that Melissa has recently categorized a couple of listings as favorite, one as maybe or possible. Terry liked 4 of them. You can see he rejected some. Nikki, who I set up as a client, also liked some properties and she might be interested in some. You can click or tap on those properties to get directly to them if you want to. You can also visit their site and see everything that they have done, everything that they haven't done to date. And you can also pick up comments. These are notes, or I like to refer to them as conversations that you have on properties between you and your client. And Melissa says, please schedule a showing. You can see Nikki, we plan on going to the open house, etc. And then from here, you can reply. So I want to reply to Melissa Knight, and I can say, will do. So it's really good to get the input, the visibility in terms of what your clients are doing, and it gives you the opportunity to respond to any requests that they have. And then over here, I'll touch upon this when I get into the client portal of Paragon. By the way, we call it a collaboration center. And this allows your clients to run searches. You're also notified if any of your clients have saved a search within their very own portal that you set up on their behalf. All right, so I think I've beat up the homepage pretty good. Let's go into a detailed search. And so what I did is I clicked on the search button. These are all of your property classes. These are identical to the setup in RMLS Web. You can search individually, or if you want to search across a combination of property classes, the only thing you need to do is click on multi-class. But in this example, let's go into a residential detailed search. And the way detailed searching works in Paragon is you can combine criteria with any combination of map shapes. And when you have everything lined up exactly the way you want, the only thing you need to do is run the search and display the results. Then let's go through a real simple example of what I mean by that. I'm going to come down and let's start off with status right here. So I'm going to go into status and let's go to the list of statuses that you have. I'm going to pick active. It can be any combination of status types. These are identical to the layout that you have in RMLS Web. And once I click save, it just gives us the auto count of 6,123. So that count on the fly that Paragon does for you is working on your behalf. And then I'm going to come down to property type. Again, I'm going to go, I happen to call them pick lists. I'm going to display the pick lists. And again, I can select any combination, but let's keep it simple and go with detached single family. You can see the impact on the auto count right here. And then I'm going to come down to city. And instead of going to the pick list, I'm going to take advantage of the autocomplete feature that I talked about a little bit ago. And I'm just going to type in EUG, and it finds Eugene. It's going to display all the values that contain what you type. And then from here, I'm simply going to click on it. And whoop, there's Eugene. And now we're working with 130 listings. Okay, so from here, we're going to do just a little bit of criteria. By the way, when you're doing detailed searching in Paragon, you can get as detailed and finite as you want. You can customize the search screens. I think another important thing to point out is nothing's required. You don't have to put in price. You don't have to put in an area or anything like that. You can search on exactly what you want. And if the count of the matches is in the thousands, you can display all the results. So there's no limitation when it comes to searching. Okay, now at this standpoint, I'm just going to go over here, the 130. Let's go to the map, and it's going to just display all 130. It's displaying them in clusters because it's going to represent them all within the map view. And I'm going to scroll in little by little. And as I scroll in, property flags will appear. And let's go ahead and draw a couple of shapes. So we want to combine criteria with map shapes. That's exactly what we're doing. And let's go over to and click on draw. And let's start off with a polygon. I want to focus on the west side of Eugene. So I'm going to come in, take it down here, take it all the way over. Let's go ahead and include that one and bring it up. Obviously, it's going to exclude everything outside of that polygon. And then I'm going to come in and actually draw another shape. This time it's a rectangle right here. You're probably thinking, well, why the heck are you doing that? Why are you drawing a shape inside of a shape? Because believe it or not, this comes to our attention quite often where they want to do that specifically to be able to exclude the listings inside of a shape. So I'm going to change the rectangle from include to exclude. That property's gone and it's highlighted in red. So there's a lot of capability here. Again, you're working with the Google Maps and there's a lot of benefits there. But notice how easy it is, right? So we're on the map right here. Just to go back to criteria and put something in. Just give me all the ones that are equal to or greater than 800,000, right? The auto count, again, working on your behalf, you get 14. If I go back to the map, I don't have to. It's just going to reduce it to the 14, and let's go ahead and run the search. So again, you know, it's fast, it's easy, and you can get everything is all self-contained. And here are the search results. In the Paragon world, you'll see it in the report section of Paragon. I'll get to that here in a bit. We happen to call these spreadsheets. And the reason why we call them spreadsheets is because you really have the power and the capability of being able to manipulate the search results. And let me go ahead and give you a couple of examples of what I mean by that. First, you can take any column and simply drag it and drop it where you want. So I want price to be way over here. I want square footage to be right next to price. So it's real easy to drag and drop columns. From there, you can determine the column width. You can make them wider, you can make them tighter. That's completely up to you. So you have that capability, but more importantly, you have the ability to add columns, remove columns. So I'm going to go in and just add a column. Again, very consistent. Over on the right-hand side is everything that is currently there. These are the columns on the search results. On the left-hand side are all the fields you can pick from. You can take advantage of the search feature at the top. In this example, I'm just going to pick the number of levels. And from here, I just want to add it. I want to make it a column. It positions it right there. And then you can take it, drag it, and position it exactly where you want. Save, and you're done. So again, the changes are easy, they're fast, and the best part and the biggest benefit to you is that Paragon remembers everything on your behalf. The next time you run a residential search, levels is going to be exactly where you put it. So that's a real good aspect of Paragon. From here, let's go over to the, let's go ahead and select some listings. When I'm just clicking and dragging, you'll notice that, okay, here's the down arrows. And if you wanted to, these are small photos, and if you want to get to all the photos, you can do that as well. So it's very handy when you want to get exactly where you want to get to. Okay, so we've selected some listings. And then the next thing, just to point out, if you want to just narrow it down to the ones that you checked, just click on the check button. If you need to go back to all of them for whatever reason, this does happen. You click on all, it brings back all of the listings, but it retains all the selections that you have. So I'm just going to go to checked and then come over to reports. And let's go ahead and pick, there's a variety of different reports here. When you activate your Paragon account, I'll tell you how to do that at the end. Play around with the different reports, and they're all under the report menu. And in this case, we're going to go ahead and select the Google Map report. And this will give you a summary on the left, where they're located on the map. And here's the shapes that we drew. Now from here, let's go ahead and get driving directions. So in this example, let's suppose that you're working with a client, you have all these showings lined up, and you want to actually route everything. And this will give you the ability to do that. Let's try that again. Hopefully that Wi-Fi is still jamming, Terry. Okay, there we are. And the only thing you need to do is determine the starting point. It could be the address of your office, your home address, the address of a contact. In this example, I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area. I'm just going to pick my address, and from here you can get directions. You can drag and drop and reposition these, but let's go ahead and get directions, because the point being is you're going to pick up the client. You want to go from property 1, property 2, but more importantly, yeah, I've got a ways to go to get to where I am now. But the point being is that, again, with leveraging Google Maps, and another big benefit of leveraging Google Maps is you can just simply send the directions to your phone. And how do you want them? Via email? Do you want them via text? And then you have everything on your phone, your mobile, and you and your client off and running. So that's something I really like to point out. Okay, there is one last thing I want to show in Paragon, and I'm going to just scroll in and come up into an area. And let's go ahead and I'm just going to scroll in. Notice that when you're working on the map, as you scroll in, the parcel lines will appear. In Paragon, you have the ability to click on any parcel. It doesn't have to be an MLS. It can be any parcel whatsoever. So I'm just going to take one and click on it. And when you do that, it's going to show you the lot dimensions. It's going to show you the perimeter, the area of the property. And then more importantly, over on the left-hand side is we display what we call a property panel. And within this property panel, at the very top, we're integrating the Google Street View. Right, so this is a property that is not an MLS, but here's this Google Street View. And then the power of Black Knight combined with CRS is we give you a baseline of public record information, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, lot square footage, and so forth. And then you'll notice that we also, and this is really a function of Black Knight, is we give you what we would like to refer to as analytics, intelligent analytics on any property, such as the propensity to list. This is a score of low, medium, high, or listed. And it is the likelihood that this property will go on the market in the next 12 months. Notice how we also give you access to estimated loan to value, estimated equity. These are important pieces of information to have on any property. Owner occupied, owner. And then you notice that here are the integrated CRS reports. One is auto comps. So if you want to get auto comps based on this property being the subject, just one click and it's done. Nikki's going to be showing you that following my presentation. If you want to get to the public record detail, also in Paragon is we present AVMs. 3 of them, actually. Easy Value is from our company, Black Knight. RPR is the next one, the second one down, and the Zestimate, and we compute the average of the 3. So again, you can do this on any property. Let's go ahead and click on the one right next to it. There it is. It actually looks like our house in California. And then it brings in the analytics. You'll also notice that there is a link to watch property. If I click on that, if you click on that, I should say, what it's going to automatically alert you on anything that occurs. And it can be a property that's in MLS or has never been in MLS. It gives you the ability to click on it. All you need to do is click on watch property, and it will alert you on things like ownership change. There's been a new loan taken on the property. The property is now in foreclosure. The property is now listed and on the market. So there's all these different alert types, and you're instantly notified of any change that occurs. And the very last thing I'm going to do before I jump over into the client experience is let's go ahead and actually save the search that we just did. I'm not in the contact system. You can run any search and save it to you, or you can save it to a client. And so what we're going to do is just click on contact. We'll give it a name, and we'll call it RMLS Rocks. You like that, Terry? Okay, so that's the name. You can give it any name that you want. And again, I'm going to assign it to my contact, Melissa Knight. So I can just type in the name of the contact, and it will begin displaying it. Whoop, there she is right there. Again, if the contact's not in Paragon, you can add it right on the fly. And then the only thing you need to do is click on Save and Notify. It looks like that one's already there. And then Paragon does everything on your behalf. So once you click Save and Notify, it is sending a notification to your client that you set up a saved search. And when they click or tap on that notification, it will take them to their portal, which we happen to call the Collaboration Center, which I'm getting to, I promise, in less than 30 seconds. Now, one last thing to point out, and it's a significant feature in Paragon, is everything that we have done. You know, we've done some simple searching and I've pointed some things out, but we started on the homepage and we ran a search from the homepage and displayed the results. We sent them, and I showed you what they look like when your client picks them up on a smartphone. We sent them via text. I pointed out the market monitor, how you can just simply go in, you can customize it. You can click on any of those categories to get directly to those listings. From there, you can share them with any of your clients. The power search at the top, you just typed in the beginning of an address and we went into a full listing detail. We ran a residential search and sent listings off via to my phone via driving directions from the integrated Google Maps inside of Paragon. But notice there's another button that says new search. You can run a completely new and independent separate search, separate from the previous search that you've done. So everything that I've done so far in the past 30 minutes, it's open, it's active. You can start something and then you always get distracted. It's a multitasking world, but you can go back to what you started and you can pick up where you left off. If you want to run multiple searches and keep them open and active at the same time, you can absolutely do that. Yeah, it's a feature we call multitasking, and it will save you a tremendous time. Okay, onto the client portal. I'm going to just jump over right here. I'm going to go ahead and refresh it. So that was a little bit about the Paragon MLS system. Some of the highlights, there's a lot you can do with it. And now we're going over, because this, in my opinion, is equally as important as what Paragon affords you, but what does Paragon afford your clients? The way we designed it, we feel is based on 3 principles. Number one, make it really super easy for your clients to look at listings and take action. Number two, give them certain aspects of control so that they're engaged with the site. And number three, give them the ability to do their very own searching. That's assuming that you want to do that. You have the control over that, you the agent, but really give them that ability to run their own searches and really, give them the power of the MLS within their own client collaboration center. What I'm going to do to begin with is just start off and going in and saving a search. I'm just going to go into residential. I'm not going to explain how all of this works, but we're just going to go in and say, you know what, I have a client that's looking for active property and obviously single family detached. You notice how I'm just typing in, and the city is, I just type in, this is the particular area, which is, I can't read it all right here, but this is where we're located or close to it. And you'll notice that we have a total, the auto count is saying of 110 or 116. And let's say that the price range is 700 to, we'll say 850,000, 850,000. Okay, so a real simple search. The auto count is saying we've got 20. Let's go ahead and tell it to go. Now, at this point, if you wanted to review any of these listings in particular, I showed you how easy it is in Paragon to go in and if you wanted to recommend properties and text message properties, share them that way, you have the ability to do that. But in this example, just to keep things moving along, let's go in and save the search. So plug in my computer. Let's go ahead and save the search to one of my clients. And to do that, you just go ahead and save the search. And I'm going to give it a name. We'll just call it Tigard. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I'm going to assign it to my contact that I have, which is Melissa. So I type in MEL, it finds Melissa. And let's go ahead and save that. And the only thing you need to do is click on Save and Notify. And Paragon's doing all the work on your behalf. It's sending automatically a notification to Melissa indicating that you have set up a saved search on her behalf, and you're done. That's how easy it was to take that search. We gave it the name. You can see the name right there. And now the notification went to Melissa. When Melissa clicks and taps on that notification, it's going to automatically take her to her collaboration center, right? So now, again, we are now a client. We're one of your clients, I should say. And this is the way Melissa is looking at properties, and I'm going to be taking you through what your clients can do, because in our opinion, this is a real important benefit and aspect of Paragon because of the interaction and just how easy it is for your clients to work with their very own collaboration center. Your clients can be branded. You can see this is Melissa over on the left-hand side. And you can also brand yourself within, you do it one time, and you're branded in every single collaboration center that you set up for your clients. You can also, this contact me page, mine is really boring. The one that I have set up, this is really boring, but the point I wanted to bring your attention is that you can really make this what you want it to be. If you want to embed video, if you want to put all kinds of links to your website and various links you want to direct your clients to, you can do that. But you can really make this what you want it to be, including the whole bio section. And I just wanted to point out that, it's all about the branding, and we give you the opportunity to do that so that you can expose that to all of your clients in the collaboration center. Every time that your client comes in, they are presented with the updates. As a matter of fact, what we just did in Paragon, it only took probably less than a minute, is we saved a search and we saved it to Melissa and we gave it a name. And I'm going to come down to all of the saved searches right here. This is where we're going to start off, because this is really demonstrating to all of you a couple of things. It's demonstrating that you can have any number of saved searches set up per client. And it also is demonstrating to you that search we just saved is now instantaneously available to your client. So let's go ahead and click on it. As you recall, there were a total of 20 matches, and this is the view that Melissa has of all of the listings from that particular search, which were from, as I recall, 700 to 850,000, right? All 20 are new listings, and this is the view that your client has, right? This is a summary view. And then from here, they can take various actions. So for example, if they wanted to mark it as a favorite, possible, reject it, those are standard categories. I like it, I might like, kind of interested in it, or I don't like it. This is how they can categorize them. Taking that a step further, they have the ability to create and manage their very own custom folders. I'm going to go ahead and click on custom folders. These are the ones that Melissa has created to date. And if she wants to create a new one, it's so easy. Just give it a name. We'll call it Tiger. And from here, click Save. And now that listing is saved within that folder. So this is a really engaging aspect of the site, because they can manage properties on their own. And the more, and we all know this, the more that you give them engaging capabilities and the more control that they have over all of the listings that are automatically sent to them from Paragon, created by you, they're going to stay with the site. They don't need to go to other sites because they can do everything right here. And let me continue on. I'm going to come back up to the top. So every time they come in, they're presented with the updates. And then over on this side is everything that they've done today. So within this particular search, none have been marked as favorite, possible, rejected. Agent picks is where you can be in Paragon and you can select listings and just automatically recommend them to your clients. And this is where they end up. So you control that. You can, there might be the case where, and this would be a good example, where a new listing comes on the market. It might be for $860,000. It doesn't fit within the search that you just set up for Melissa, but you think that, you know what, given what the rates are today, Melissa, very well might be able to afford this property. So I'm going to recommend it to her. And this is where it would end up, right within agent picks. Clients have different views. These are just different ways of viewing the summary of the properties. And then from here, if they want to compare properties and take action, here's where they can mark it as favorite, possible, rejected, go to the custom folders. Additional actions that they can take are right here. I want to, for whatever reason, for example, send it out to a family member or a friend to get their take on this individual property. Comment, this is where they can send you notes or comments on this particular property. So if I want to come in and say, I really like this one, whatever comment or question they have for you, they can certainly pose questions, and that's as simple as that. If they want to compare properties side by side, there's a compare feature, and this does it in a very detailed fashion where they can really go in and line up properties side by side. All they need to do is click on the two that they want to compare, and it just automatically brings everything back, and now they can do their detailed comparison. They can really drill down and do the homework on which one they prefer when they're comparing properties side by side. All of the photos, all of the characteristics, and you can see how easy it is to compare one versus the other. Another engaging aspect of the site. Okay, now let's go in and look at the detail of a listing. This is really important because not only do they have access to just a ton of the listing information, but everything else that we integrate with every single listing within their collaboration center. First are all the photos. They can go forwards and backwards through all the photos. And there's also a map view. You can see it right there. And if the street view is available, they can also go to the street view. Kind of similar to what you have access to in Paragon, but here it's presented in a real easy to use and elegant fashion. From here, let's go through the tabs at the very top that your clients have access to. First is the property info. And this is all of the listing information on each and every property. You'll notice that when your clients do go into the detail, they have the ability right within the detail of the listing to send you a comment. They can also request a showing date and time along with any comments as well. And this is not a showing service per se. This is giving them to just let you know this is our preferred date and time, and then hopefully you can schedule the showing based on that. But look at all of the property information that they have at their fingertips, all of the interior details. Then it gets into all of the features. I mean, it's really, really deep in terms of information that they have access to. And one can make the argument that your clients will have access to more information within their very own collaboration center that you set up on their behalf than any other public portal that's out there. Okay, it gets into utilities, HOA information, terms. So a lot of information, including the property history, and when it was active, when it was sold, and this one's active now for $760, and we can see that it sold back in 2011 for $450,000. So having access to property history gives them good insight into each and every property. Valuations. You have access to valuations, AVMs in Paragon. We extend that to your clients in their collaboration center. And we present three very common AVMs. Easy Value is from our company, Black Knight. The RPR is the second one down, followed by the Zestimate, and then we compute the average of the three. So the AVMs are there, and as we all know, this means you clients don't have to go to Zillow, they don't have to go to these other public portals to get AVM information. We present it right within their very own portal. Mortgage Center, where they can change the down payment, the term, the interest rate, see the impact on the monthly payments. This is something that they like to have, as well as community reports. This gets into all of the demographic, school, and neighborhood information based on the actual zip code that this property is in. So this is a zip code, and it's giving you it's giving your clients all kinds of information about that particular zip code. Again, it goes pretty deep in terms of the wealth of information that's there, and you can see this community, this school, amenities, and this home rate, sales, and trends as well. So all of this is available to your clients on each and every property within their collaboration center. Okay, we'll go ahead and close that out. And now we're back to where we are. Now, the search we ran, again, it was this was the name that we gave it. And this is the search that we did in Paragon. From here, if your client wants to get, okay, this is great. Thank you very much for setting me up in the collaboration center. But notice how your clients can, with one click or one tap, they can just click on recent sales, and it's just going to give them everything that is recently sold based on that search that we set up in Paragon. And this, again, is another engaging aspect. It gives them easy access to the comps. We make it super easy in that we embed a banner, and you can see when the sold date was. So they don't have to go into the detail of the listing to determine when it's sold. We put it out there front and center for your clients. And there it is. So it's real easy access to the comps. And then from here, if they wanted to, if they're tracking the comps, they can take any of the listings and, for example, put it into this RMLS comps folder. And then let me move this out of the way. Save it. And that's how easy it is to work with comps as well. So it's not just listings, they have access to the comps, but again, it's all based on the saved searches that you set up on their behalf. I'm just going to come over to the communications tab, and this is where your clients can see all of the commenting that has gone on. This is the comment that we just made, but it's a timeline of every conversation that you and your client has had on any given property. So it's really nice. It's going to stitch everything together, all the comments, all the conversations based on this particular property. And this is the comment that we just made. And as you can imagine, over time, and the visibility into this, and the simplicity of this is really what it's all about. Save folders. This is where they can go in and access their favorites folder, their possible folder, the ones that they rejected, and all of their custom folders. So here they are. And so, for example, if I wanted to go into the ones I can't afford, they can just click on the one there, right there. They're back in the collaboration center. And if they want to take any action and categorize these listings or take it from folder to folder, they have the ability to do that. So again, the collaboration center, the whole concept of it, it's easy, it's elegant in the design, and it will really engage your clients. I'm going to come up to the menu right up here. There's a menu in the upper left-hand portion of the screen, and let's come down to property search. My searches are the searches that I have saved, and you can see that Melissa has saved one and named it Lake Oswego 900 to 1.1 million. Well, let's go to property search. Every time you set a client up in Paragon, you can turn on or off the ability for your clients to run searches in their collaboration center. I would think that you would turn this on more than off, because you want them to have this type of experience, because as you can see on the screen, it's consumer friendly, it's map centric, and most of all, the biggest benefit that they get and you get from this is that when they search, it's all real time. And what I mean by that is when you're in Paragon and you run searches, we all know that's real time. And the Paragon Collaboration Center for your clients is searching against the same database that you do when you're in the Paragon MLS system. So they get the real time search experience. And we all know there's no public portal out there that can provide that, because the data is going to go from your MLS system to the public portal, and there's going to be a delay. And your collaboration center, there is no delay. And you can see that your clients can search by address, location, price, bedrooms, bathrooms, very, very simple search filters. And then over on this side of the screen, you can see where they can save the search. And when they save the search, by the way, Paragon will give them auto notifications based on that saved search. Again, this gives them another level of control. And then they can also draw their own map shapes. So in this case, Melissa wants to really focus in on the properties that are right around the lake. It's going to take it from 142 properties down to the 32. And then from here, your client can pick and choose the view they want. and they're back in their collaboration center. So there's a lot that they can do. There's a lot of engaging features. It gives them control. And what I like to say is it as a real estate agent, because this is what you're giving them access to, you really stand out in the eyes of your clients. A couple other things I wanted to present relative to the collaboration center is it's not just for buyers. I'm going to go back to the homepage. So notice this is all, Melissa is a buyer client, and it presents the buyer activity tab along with all of the saved searches. But in the Collab Center, it's also for sellers. So I'm just going to jump over to this tab. And what this means is that for any listing that you have, you can associate it to your seller client. So in this case, I have associated this to Bill Andrews. This is Bill's property. This is Bill's listing. I am the listing agent. But when Bill goes to the Collaboration Center, he has access to the seller activity tab. And what the seller gets information on is, first of all, a summary of listing views, right? How many days it's been on the market, how many times it's been on broken tour, open house. So they have baseline information. If your clients want to see how this is presented to other clients within their Collaboration Center, here's the Collaboration Center view of all of the detail within the seller's cell site that they have. So your sellers can view all the detail and see how it's presented in the eyes of all the other consumers and clients out there. As your seller client continues, it will give them listing views that are tracked by 14 days, 30, 90 days, and it breaks down the number of listing views. And when I say listing view, it means when a real estate agent or a subscriber opens the listing in a detailed view. The same with prospective buyers. These are other clients out there that are looking at this listing in a detailed fashion from within their Collaboration Center. And it will also show graphically any impacts of a price change. Continuing on, this is on our demo site because I'm presenting to you your live Collaboration Center. But if RMLS uses showing time and the showing activity, we can integrate all of the showings that have occurred. It's blank for a reason because it's not a live site. What I've been presenting, this is live, but I wanted to expose you to the other side of it, which is the seller side. Prospective buyers activity, this is showing how many other prospective clients out there have marked Bill's listing as a favorite, possible, rejected, and how many haven't done anything with it. Real estate agent views versus prospective buyer views in detail. How many times has Bill's listing been recommended by other agents to their clients? It keeps track of that. How many times does my listing fall within a saved search set up by real estate agents? And the same is true on the buyer side. And then it gets down into social activity, the comments and Facebook views, views from email, etc. So I did want to expose you to the seller side of the Collaboration Center. And the very last thing I am going to show you, go ahead and move this down, is if your clients are using a mobile device, let's suppose they're using a smartphone, they get the notification from Paragon. Let me go ahead and make this full screen. They get the notification from Paragon that you have set up a saved search for them, and they happen to pick it up on their smartphone, and then they tap on the notification. What you're seeing now is how the listings will be displayed on their smartphone. If it's a tablet, it will display it in a manner such that it's 100% optimized for that mobile device. So it's really important to understand, but not only is the site a real easy, elegant, and engaging site, but it's completely optimized for your clients' mobile devices. And we just feel that when you combine all this together, let alone the capabilities of Paragon, let alone the capabilities of CRS, this is something that your clients are going to really, really appreciate. You're going to like it, your clients are going to love it, and you're going to really stand out in the eyes of your clients. So that is the client experience. And It's a real important aspect of Paragon. And now I want to take you to the Paragon mobile experience. So if you're on the go and you want to use whatever mobile device, this is Paragon on your mobile device. I'm going to go ahead and refresh this because it's been a while. I am presenting from my smartphone. It can be any mobile device. The beauty of Paragon Connect is that it is a mobile web application. So really what that means is you don't have to go to the Apple Store and download it. You don't have to go to Google Play and download it. You don't have to be concerned about keeping it updated because we do all of that work on your behalf. You just use the device that you want to use at any time. The first thing that you'll notice, well, that's what happens when I'm not. The first thing you'll notice is when you come into the dashboard, it is showing you, okay, you would be the person at the top, but it is actually bringing front and center right into the dashboard all of your most active buyers and sellers, and there's also a My Information tab, but right away you can see what your clients have recently been doing within their very own collaboration center that you set up on their behalf. So for example, I can see that Melissa has been active. She has categorized properties as favorite, possible. She's also saved a search. I can see that. You can, at the very bottom, there's a legend there. And she's also sent me a comment. And then as you swipe through, you can see what your buyers have been doing. And it gives you also the ability to respond and react to any requests that they have. So for example, this is Nikki, and Nikki has, she's marked a couple properties as favorite. She's also interested possibly in a couple, and she's also sent me a comment. So you can just simply tap on any of these numbers. And in this example, let's go ahead and just tap on the comment. And 2 days ago, Nikki sent me a comment. It indicates the property that she's commenting on, and she likes the red granite countertop, and they're ready to make an offer. And right from here, you as the agent can respond. So this is not only do you have input and visibility into what they're doing, but you can really communicate through the application with your clients as well. I'm just going to type something in. I will give you a call. I will call you. And again, I'm presenting directly from my phone, and it's as easy as that. And then when I'm done, it just brings me back to the dashboard. As you scroll down, I'll go ahead and scroll down. I can see any new searches that clients have created and saved within their collaboration center. So I'll just go ahead and tap on the number 2. And this is giving you insight into, okay, I can see that Melissa has created a search. She saved it within her collaboration center, and she called it West Eugene Actives. When I presented the collaboration center in the Paragon overview, I was indicating to all of you that what's cool about it is your clients have the ability to not only run their own searches, but they can save them, and they can get listing notifications based on the searches that they save. And this really gives them control. Now, you get the visibility on right here from the dashboard, all of the searches that your clients are saving within their collaboration center. And then as you can continue to come down, any searches that are about to expire, any latest comments, okay, that will just bring up all of the comments that are there. So that's a little preview of the dashboard. There is also, you'll notice at the top, there is a Sellers tab. If I tap on the Sellers tab, it's going to be empty because I'm not a ARMLS subscriber like all of you that are attending the webinar. So this would give you activity. And what I did ahead of time is I'm going to come over to, we have an internal demonstration site that I'm just going to tap on Sellers so that you can see what it would look like in real life. The Sellers tab is going to show all of your listings that you associate to your seller clients. And then on every single listing, it's going to display how many clients out there have marked this listing as a favorite, possible, rejected. How many times has this listing been recommended by other agents to their clients? And then down here, you can also tap on statistics and actually drill down into all of the statistical information. So again, what I did is I pivoted over to a demonstration site so that you can see what the seller tab gives you in terms of information and all of the listing activity that's occurring on any of your listings. Taking a little bit of time to load. Let's go back to the live site. So I'm back to the live RMLS site. You can see that at the very top. The My Info tab will display all of your new listings, listings that are about to expire, pending. So this is really kind of like your personal market monitor on display with an easy access to it within the dashboard of Paragon Connect. So I'm going to go back to buyers. All right, now, how do you get to listings very quickly, taking advantage of Paragon Connect when you're on the go? We also have a built-in power search from the dashboard, just like in Paragon, where you can type in not only an address or a street name, but you can also search for contacts, save searches, any members and offices. You can also do the same here. But in this case, I'm going to type in Northwest 81st. And I'm going to tell it to go. And you'll notice that it's displaying the listings that it found based upon what I type. And at the very top, I'm just going to tap on that very first one that is active. Let's go ahead and tap on it. And it's going to display the full listing detail of this property. There it is. From here, you can swipe through all the photos. This one has photo labels. So the photo labels that were inputted into RMLS Web, they filter into Paragon, they filter into Paragon Connect, as well as your client's collaboration center. I'll go ahead and tap on a couple more. The button down on the bottom right allows you to just tap on it, where if you want to send this out via email, text, if you want to embed a link into a message, you can do that as well. I'm actually going to go ahead and tap on, because I'm using my phone, it affords me to do a couple of things. I'm going to actually send it to myself, because when you're sending listings via text messages from Paragon Connect out to clients, I want you to see what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap and send it. And there it is, right? So it embeds the image right into the text message. And then from here, the only thing your client needs to do is just tap on it, and they have access to all of the detail, obviously minus anything confidential. So that's a feature that I know within Paragon Connect, you're going to really take advantage of. Now the three dots in the upper right, I'll go ahead and tap on it, because this will bring up, if you want to take this listing, these are all the different actions that you can take. So if you want to add it to a listing cart, I don't know if you have listing carts in RMLS Web today, but I can tell you in the Paragon world, they really take advantage of it, because you can take any listing or any collection of listings and put them into all these different listing carts, and you can name them what you want to name them. You can manage them, and it's a feature that's in there. And within Paragon Connect, you have the ability to very simply take any listing and add it to a cart. Driving directions. If I want to, go to this property from where I'm currently located, the driving directions are all built in. By the way, it's going to use the native driving directions that you have on the phone, and then all of the third-party integrations that you have today within RMLS Web as well as Paragon, they're also available in Paragon Connect. So for example, if you're a Cloud CMA user and you wanted to take this property and create the Cloud CMA flyer, all you need to do is tap on Cloud CMA flyer and you're done. So all of that is accessible to you as well. Now let's go through how the detail of a listing is laid out in Paragon Connect. Okay, here's all the the primary information at the top. Then it gets to the public remarks, followed by property details. And as we all know, there's a lot of detailed information. By the way, this is all of the information available to you. It's not a subset of it. It's everything that is visible to you today in RMLS Web. It's everything that's visible to you today in Paragon. Okay, we present some, I think it's probably 8 to 10 fields of property information. And if you want to show more, you just tap show more, and now you have everything. And if I scroll down, there's a lot of information that's there. I'll go ahead and minimize it. If you want to just go to agent and office, you can tap on it. If I want to send a message off to the listing agent, you have the ability to do that. If that agent's cell phone number is in Paragon, then a text button would appear. I'm going to continue on just to show you the different sections of a listing. You can jump to any section at any time. Here's the map and the location. Yeah, let me get rid of that. So map and the location. We also integrate, and this is the combination of Black Knight along with CRS, is the public record information. So right within this mobile app is integrated public records information. You can see right at the very top is we also include a propensity to sell score. This is an algorithm that runs based on all these different variables. And just to let you know, the scores are low, medium, high, or listed. And it's an indication to you of the likelihood that the property will go on the market in the next 12 months. Continuing on, we also present the loan to value along with the estimated equity. And then it drills down into the owner information, the sales history, the mortgage history, public record information based on location and property characteristics, and then it gets into the taxes as well as the sales history. So that's all integrated in to your Paragon Connect mobile app. I'm going to come back up and I'll tap on public records. And the other thing that's also integrated in is obviously property history, when it was listed, when it was sold, everything that's occurred on this property over time. The Avms that are available to you in Paragon, they're available to your clients within the collaboration center. They're also available to you within Paragon Connect. Easy value, in case you weren't on the previous webinar, is the Black Knight AVM, followed by the RPR AVM, the Zestimate, and then we compute the average of the three. And then there's a mortgage calculator as well. So that is how a listing is presented. And the takeaway is it's everything, and then we integrate also information from there. I'm going to come back up. Now what we're going to do is we're going to actually go into the menu, right? There's what's referred to as a hamburger menu in the upper left-hand side. And these are all of the actions that you can take. This is all the functionality that is within Paragon Connect today. And you'll notice that over time, we're going to be adding more and more functionality into it, but there's so much you can take advantage of right now. I'm going to start with something that you will use and take advantage of quite often. Is the third one down is my location search. And the reason why you're going to take advantage of this is because you're located. I'm actually located at the RMLS office. And so I am in the RMLS geography, so I can use the current location. Notice that you can also type in a custom address. So I'm just going to accept the default, just tap on search, and it's going to locate where I am. We are at the RMLS office, so located exactly where I am. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start scrolling out. And as I do so, property flags will appear. Notice that there's an account. Just like in Paragon, there's an auto count. The same is true in Paragon Connect. It will give you an instant count of the listings. So within this particular map view, there are a total of 13 listings. I'll go out a little bit further. Okay, and now we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 53. I don't have my glasses on at the moment, but I think you get the idea. You can just pinch and zoom and really get to where you want to get to. Okay, now if you wanted to apply criteria, you notice at the top, we started with my location, but it automatically displays at the top a criteria tab. This allows you to apply any criteria that you want on this particular map. So I'm just going to come down to price and give me all of the ones that are minimum of, let's just say 700,000. And I'm going to say done. And let's go ahead and see where we are. Okay, yep, now we're down to 25, and just tell it to go, and it's going to reduce it down based on the criteria that you apply to it. And you can see that it's real, easy to work with. It's, it's fast, and you can also come in and draw your very own shapes. So in this example, I would want to focus in this particular area. Now we're down to the 4 listings. And from here, if you want to change the view to, for example, a thumbnail view, here are the listings. From here, you can select, oh, click on load. From here, you can display any detail of any listing. Let me go back. You can also check off the ones that you want to work with. And you can take these and again, send them, email them out, text them out, or embed them and share them via a link. And there's also all of the third-party access that you have, adding them to a cart, and all of the third-party integrations that you have as well. So that is taking advantage of the location search. I think it's the first time I was actually in a current, I could take advantage of current location. But you also have the ability to just type in a custom address. Now, it doesn't matter where it is within your entire MLS, and it will locate it and take you there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to come in and type in 376 Northwest 81st. And if you look at the second one down, that's the one I was shooting for. Okay, so now I have a custom address. Let's tell it to go. It's going to locate that. And there it is. And I can see some listings that are real close to that particular address. And from here, what I want to point out is that when you're working with Paragon Connect, you can go to the map and you can tap on any parcel. So I'm going to tap on the parcel to the right of where it's located. And when I tap on it, it's going to give you all of the lot dimensions, the perimeter, the area. And then from here, you can view the property. And when you view the property, this is really all of the public records display that is all embedded in. It's going to automatically put in the street view, the Google Maps street view. The maps that we use in Paragon, they're all Google based. And so this is it. And I can see that the propensity to sell is medium. I can see the equity. And then I can scroll down and have access to all of the public record information. Continuing on, you notice that the button over on the left gives you the ability to watch any property. I demonstrated that this morning in Paragon. You can do the same in Paragon Connect, and then you get auto alerts on things that occur, such as, did it go into foreclosure? Has there been a valuation change? Has there been an ownership change? Is there a new loan taken out on the property? Is it on the market? All of these different actions that occur, you're instantly notified of. And again, if I wanted to scroll out, you can see there's a couple of parcels that are highlighted in blue. Those are the ones that I am currently watching. It will highlight on the map the ones that you are currently watching. And those are 2 ones that I am currently watching. And I'll show you where you can get to the alerts. Okay, so that's the location search. I'm going to go back up to the menu. And I'm going to come into property search, because this is not the property search that I'm taking you into. You can see the property classes. These are the RMLS property classes that are available today in RMLS Web and Paragon. So it's a mirror image of everything that you're accustomed to. We're going to tap in to residential. And then the other point that I want to bring to your attention that I think you really appreciate is that when you go into, for example, the residential search screen, these are all the fields. It's not some subset, some universal set of fields that you can search on. This is everything that is available to you in Paragon. And so let's go ahead and formulate a search. I'm going to start off with status, right? And go into the status field, and let's go to the list of statuses that you have. And it can be any combination of statuses. I'm just going to go ahead and tap active and accept it. You can see the count in the upper right of the screen. Let's go down to property type. Again, I'm going to go to the list. These are all of the property types that you have. Let's go ahead and pick detached and continue. And then I'm going to come down, and I was doing this morning in Paragon. You can do the same in Paragon Connect. I'm just going to simply type in EUG, and there's Eugene. And this is the set of listings that we're looking for. Now I'm going to scroll down further. I'm just doing a detailed search, and you can see that, okay, that's everything that I typically search on. I'm going to come down to levels because I want everything to be just one level. So I'm going to go 1 to 1. And I'm actually going to come back up and change the city. Let's go ahead and tap and get rid of that. I'm going to type in Lake, L-A-K-E, and I'm looking for Lake Oswego. There it is. We're done. And we have a total, there's some right there, and let's go ahead and tell it to go. So here are the properties that are one level. Let's go ahead and view them. And you can see these are all one level. Again, it's everything that you're accustomed to in Paragon. So really the point to be made is once you know one, you know, the learning curve to learn the other is slim to none because they're all the fields that you're accustomed to searching on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the 3 buttons in the upper right, and down at the bottom, you have the ability within Paragon Connect to save searches. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and tap on Save Search. Here's where you give it a name, and we're going to call it, in the audience here, we have quite a few people in the room, and we're going to call this one Terry. All right, so you can get any name you want, but also know that you can select a contact. So you can associate the search to a contact. Let's go ahead and tap on Select Contact, and let's pick on Melissa right here. And then you're done. You can put in a custom message, but you have just set up and saved the search to Melissa with the search name Terry. And from here, the only thing you need to do is complete and send, and it's saving the search and it's sending an auto notification to Melissa. So these are the types of things that you can do with Paragon Connect, not only just for searching and looking up property, but you can save searches, add contacts, things of that nature. And then everything, it syncs back over into Paragon. I'm going to jump back over to Paragon, which would be right here. And let's go quickly to the Paragon MLS system. I'm going to jump over to my contacts, view manage, and I'm just going to click on Melissa, and it's going to display all of the saved searches for Melissa. And notice that the third one down is Terry. So the search that we just saved using Paragon Connect, taking advantage of that from my mobile device, it's now available to me the next time I go to the Paragon MLS system. So everything is synchronized both ways, and you can add contacts, save searches. Same is true with listing cards in Paragon, and everything is synchronized with Paragon Connect and vice versa. So it is a great mobile experience because what I like to say, once you learn one, once you've learned one, you know the other, and I think you're going to really like it. So again, thank you for your time. Thank you for attending. Oh, by the way, can't go yet. Speaking of activating your account, is the only thing you need to do is just simply send an email to frontdesk@rmls.com. They'll take care of everything on your behalf. Again, it's the same name and password. And just look at the activation instructions, and then you're off and running. You can use Paragon and the CRS Tax Suite during a trial period, and your trial period goes from now all the way through the end of the year. And that gives you a lot of opportunity to really become familiar with it, really get your arms around it. The RMLS team offers training classes, and I forgot to mention to the RMLS team is that the Paragon team is also going to be offering training classes between now and the end of the year. We're going to be scheduling them with Terry and his team. So again, that's all you need to do. You can, use it and start seeing the benefits of it for a very, very extended trial period. Thanks again for attending.